The universe and its origins. The grand cosmological question. Where did everything come from? And what are the leading theories in cosmology? We will learn that much and more today on Answering the Big Questions with Cameron Davila. For as far back as we can look in history, humans have been trying to answer this question, or state they have the answer to this question. Every tribe and ancient civilization had their beliefs, but all of them had something in common. They believed that some being, benevolent creator, had made everything, whether it was the earth resting on the back of elephants on top of a giant turtle from Hindu and Indian religions, or the universe in the hands of a creator, as depicted in Christian and Islamic beliefs. Fast forward to the middle of the 16th century, and you have a man named Nicholas Copernicus, a Catholic mathematician who decided to break away from the societal and Catholic norms in science and suggest a new theory. This was the theory that everything doesn't revolve around the Earth. In fact, everything revolves around the sun. Other than not knowing of multiple solar systems in our universe, he was quite spot on. Due to religious tyranny at the time, modern science wasn't able to grow, and these New Age thoughts and theories were mostly shut down. However, as time moved on and sects began to break apart from the Catholic Church, it now opened the door to cosmology. Scientists had their ideas and their thoughts, but no one had ever put any noteworthy information down until a man named Albert Einstein came out of the myths with his final modification of general relativity in his paper titled Cosmological Considerations of the General Theory of Relativity, published in 1916. This was now a new department of science that led to the creation of most of the leading theories concerning the origin of the universe as we know them today. The most recognizable theory, and no, not the popular sitcom, is known as the Big Bang Theory, stating that at the beginning of time and space, there was but a singularity, an infinitely small single point of unstable energy, and in its instability, the energy was released, exploding and expanding rapidly. The antimatter and matter that were once negating each other had now been separated into matter and antimatter. The fluctuation of gravity, heating and cooling, slowly developed molecules in the original elements, and this led to the creation of the universe. There are a few other theories that are still being developed. For example, the steady state theory that says that all of the universe has the same properties and density at all times and all places in the universe. And lastly, the conformal cyclic cosmological model, which states that the universe expanded and then will one day collapse in on itself. And this has happened an infinite amount of times and will continue to happen infinitely many times. As you might have noticed, many of the leading theories seem to violate the laws of thermodynamics that we know to be true. That is, matter cannot be created nor destroyed, and everything tends towards entropy, not complexity. These are some of the reasons that lead to philosophical and religious objections. The first argument for theism is what's known as the Cosmological Argument. This is that in science, as we search for cause and effect, at no point can the effect be its own cause. Time, space, matter, they all come into existence at the same time. Without matter, you have time and space, but nothing to put in it. With time and matter, you have a when and what, but no place to put it. When you have space and matter, you have a place and stuff, but when do you put it? All three must come into existence at the same time. So, if at the beginning, before there was time, space, and matter, how could it cause itself? Wouldn't that mean that there must be some sort of being that's spaceless, timeless, immaterial, powerful and intelligent that would have had to create it all? The next argument is known as the design argument. Famous atheist and cosmological scientist Stephen Hawking said that if there was even a billionth of a change in the expansion of the universe, nothing could exist. It couldn't create itself, and universes could not be formed. In other words, every design has a designer, and that's normal to us. When we see a message on the counter written in Cheerios that says, "Take out the trash, Mom," we're not going to assume that the box fell over and created this message. No, designs come from some sort of designer. And this is normal to us, which means that if there is design in the universe, there must be a designer, one who is intelligent and has a purpose. Lastly, we have some things that those who do not believe in a God must wrestle with, and that is, first, rationality and reason. How is it that chemicals and atoms smashing together in our brains can come up with what we know to be as logic and the laws of logic? How is it that we can reason with one another and come to decisions and rationalize our thoughts if everything is just a random process going on inside our head? And if it is random, how can we trust our thoughts to be true in the first place? Second is the laws of uniformity and consistency. How is it that we know that science today will be the same tomorrow? And how we can assume that since the beginning of the universe, science has never changed, laws have never changed? And lastly, arithmetic. How is it that we know that 2 + 2 = 4? And why is it that when I drop a ball, I know that it's going to fall to the floor? These laws of logic, uniformity, mathematics, how could they be explained if everything has natural processes? Well, they can't. So you must reason that for laws, there must be a lawgiver. The most common objections to these theistic claims is that they're applying what's called the God of the gaps fallacy. In other words, if you don't understand something that's happening, then you throw in God to explain it. However, that's arguing from what they do not know. But instead, what these claims are saying is that we have the empirical evidence that supports that there must be a God, not that we don't understand what's happening, and therefore there must be a God. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and remember, stay positive and always thinking. If you have any questions, please put them down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.